Hello everyone, we will continue the topic Web Dynpro ABAP and we are covering select options as a part of component usage. And in the last videos, we finished up to step 4 and in the last video, we simply done with 4 sub-steps of step number 4. We have written the logic in the WDDO init method of the view. Now we will move on to our last step. Yes, ultimately at the last, we need to embed the view into view container UI element. If you remember during ALV also, yes, we simply embedded the ALV table into this view container UI element. Same thing we need to do here because we all know what is view container UI element, which is used to display another view. In case of ALV, that was ALV table. Here we have select option. So what we will do, I will simply move on to the 5th step. This is our Web10 component. I will go to the Windows. I will go for yes. I will activate at the last. This is our window. Yes, you can see in the window we have the main view, and in the main view we have view container UI element. What was the name we provided? Sales underscore VC. Now into this view container UI element, I will simply embed. I will right click, embed view. I will simply go to F for help and we will embed. We will embed this particular view. And what is the name of the view? WND underscore selection screen. Description is itself selection screen with all selection fields. This is our topic itself. So I'm simply embedding. That's why we are creating a view container UI element. In that, we embedded the another view. I will go for OK. Now I will simply say, if I will move on to 5th step, what is our 5th step? We simply went to the window and we embed which particular view? WND underscore selection screen of our used component. Yes, this is our used component into view container UI element. Now I will simply check the syntax and I will activate. I'll go to display mode and activate each and every part. I will activate this whole Web10 component. Now I will create a Web10 application for this Web10 component. So I will right click. Okay. I'll just activate. It's active. I will simply right click on this Web10 component, create Web10 application. I will simply give the description, demo on select options. I will go for OK. I will save. I will go for OK. I will save this as local object. Now you can see we are getting another part, Web10 application. When we created the Web10 component, we have only 4 parts: component controller, component interface, view, and windows. When we used WDR select option, we got another part, component usage. Now we got another part, this Web10 application. Now what I will do, I will simply put a breakpoint into this WDDO init method and we will understand each and everything in that debugging mode. So if some confusion is there, it will be automatically clear. So I will go for main view and I will put a breakpoint into WDDO init method. I will go to methods, WDDO init method. And we will see the execution of each and every step in that debugging mode. I will run this Web10 application. I will go for test. Firstly, system will trigger the WDDO init method. Our view will not appear. Firstly, this WDDO init method will trigger. Yes, system entered into that debugging mode. You can see as of now, this is initial. Whenever we will execute this code, now the object is created. Now I will move on to next. Yes, now this object is initial. Now the object is created. Now this object is initial. Now the object is created. Now this is our major part which we need to understand. Now the object is created. Can I call this instance method? Yes, we can call this instance method with the help of object. Now what is the name of the method? Create range table. We are creating a range table for sales document number. What the data element we passed, VBELN underscore VA. It has a domain VBELN of character 10. You all know whenever this particular step will execute, system will generate a range table. And you all know what is the meaning of range table. It means 4 columns, sign, option, low, and high. If I will show you range table as of now, it is blank. Whenever we will execute this method, it will create a range table of 4 columns. I am doing F6. Now you can see the range table created. If I will show you, you can see number of columns 4. If I will show you those 4 columns, if I will double click, you can see we have 4 columns, sign, option, low, and high. You know, yes, low and high will be of same length as that of sales document number. Character 10, character 10, option character 2, sign character 1. Now our range table created. Now we are simply assigning this range table to which particular column? VBELN column. And yes, we are adding this to select cell. We are adding this field to selection screen. Now I will simply execute and I will go for F8. Now you can see we are able to see sales document. Yes, it is coming from data element. We have low value, we have high value, we have multiple selection button. Now, so many people will think why these 4 buttons are coming. If I do not want these 4 buttons, suppose people will ask, there is no F4 here. If I want a F4 help of sales document number, what I need to do. If I want to remove the high value, what I need to do. If I want to remove the multiple selection button, what I need to do. If I want to make it obligatory, what I need to do. So anyways, all these options are available. We need to write the logic for the same, because same thing we are doing in reports. Suppose to make a field mandatory, we are using obligatory. We are going for no extension, no interval. And here we will also learn how we can go for all these features. So what is the summary of this particular video? Important video. Yes, in this particular video, what we did, we simply performed the 5th step. And what we did, we went to the window and we simply embedded this particular view into ViewContainerUIElement, because you all know the purpose of ViewContainerUIElement is to display another view. Then we created the Dynpro application. After that, I simply put the breakpoint and we understood majorly these 2 steps in the debugging mode. Whenever we created the range table, SAP generated a range table of 4 columns, sign, option, low, and high. And after that, we simply added the field to the selection screen and we assign the range table. In the next video, we will go for all these features, how to remove this, how to make obligatory, how to remove this, how to remove this. So all how to assign F4 help. So all these features we will learn in the next video. So that's it in this video. Thank you.